Gavin Newsom says the debate was rigged. That's right. You don't need more proof to show that he lost the debate against Ron DeSantis on Fox News. Coming up, we'll tell you the 5 biggest lies that Newsom told and why the debate is only the beginning of his downfall. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and we've been waiting for this for a long time, ever since it was first proposed back in June. The Fox News debate, red state, blue state debate between Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis. And back in July at Reform California, we launched a campaign on our website, exposegavinnewsom.com, to build up a dirt file against Governor Gavin Newsom on his epic failures on public policy issues, as well as his failings as an individual, his character flaws, his corruption. And we've been building up this dirt file, and we started releasing a bunch of information in the fall. And then leading up to the debate, we got that information into the hands of Fox producers as well as the DeSantis campaign. I was hopeful that they would take Gavin Newsom to task for his failures. And last night, they certainly did. So we're going to cover the debate. But let me just tell you right now, there is a clear winner in this debate, and there are some clear losers in this debate. And I will be walking through the winners and losers. Just a spoiler alert, neither Ron DeSantis or Gavin Newsom won this debate, okay? So we'll get into that in just a minute. But let me first start out with the opening salvo, and that is Newsom was confronted with the number one issue that I think he needs to be confronted on, which is why did 3.6 million, and the number is actually 3.6 million, why did 3.6 million people leave the state under your leadership when you were in office, since you were sworn into office? 3.6 million people left the state. Now, net migration is lower than that because people did move in. There's a lot of illegal immigration, but the people aren't understanding that 3.6 million people have left California since he was sworn in as governor. And why would people leave the beautiful state of California? Ron DeSantis made that point yesterday. It's so beautiful. You must be a really ugly government in order for people to leave. Newsom was confronted with the facts. And this is what I liked about the debate, is that in each segment, DeSantis and Hannity actually put up on the screen. Hannity put up on the screen, and DeSantis articulated actual facts, provable facts from government and agencies and third-party watchdogs as to what's going on in California. And Newsom never responded to the facts. He just lied, straight up looked in the camera and lied. He was asked, why are so many people leaving the state of California? And what did he do? He didn't answer the question. Look at this.
Great opening statement, but
it
did not
address
the issue. Can you explain this migration out of California and going to red state, blue state?
Well, hold on. You mean the last 2 years, more Floridians going to California than Californians going to Florida?
No, I put up on.
Wait, more Floridians going to California than Californians going to Florida. That's actually provably not true. We've pulled the numbers. According to census data from 2022, 50,701 people moved from California to Florida. And during that same year, only 28,557 people moved from Florida to California. One has to wonder what the hell they're thinking, but okay. That's a net shift to Florida of 22,144. Those are the facts. And you can go to 2021 and 2020 and 2019, and the numbers are the same. It's lopsided in favor of people leaving to go to Florida. Newsom is literally lying straight to camera, lying to people about this, and doesn't answer the question, why are so many people leaving your state?
Wait, that's going to be fun to fact check. So we'll just start right there. California has no peers. California dominates, size of 21 state populations combined. It's the 5th largest economy in the world. We dominate.
We dominate. You dominate in homelessness, crime, cost of living spikes. But this guy's saying, well, we have a big population. Yeah, and they're leaving in record numbers. He doesn't answer the question. He gaslights. But for you and me, those of us who live in California, this Gavin Newsom is very familiar to us, right? Oh, yeah. It's the smug, arrogant, deceptive, dishonest Gavin Newsom. But what's different about this stage is that I have to give credit to Sean Hannity with all those infographics that he put up on the screen. And here's one of the infographics I'll just share with you. The infographics of people leaving the state of California, net migration losses. You've got Gavin Newsom being confronted with actual facts. Here's the infographic.
According to the U.S. Census, this is where the numbers come from. In 2021, 2022, California's lost 750,000 residents to other states. Governor DeSantis, during that same 2-year period, you gained 454,000.
I love it, the facts. And he did this on every issue, homelessness, crime, schools, etc. What was different about last night's debate is that Newsom actually was confronted by facts. The media in California doesn't do that. And what you saw was his fallback position, which is deny, deceive, and then word salad and pivot to something else. Here's some of the other parts of last night's debate I want to share with you, some of the highlights here.
Hands. He refuses to take care of the border. He refuses to hold the drug cartels accountable. This is the vision of Biden, Harris, Newsom.
I support border security. I think the asylum system is broken.
What are you talking about? I support border security, Mr. Sanctuary State. Mr. Come to California. Everyone's welcome. We're not racist. This is a guy who has supported the Biden administration as they've removed every bit of legal authority by Border Patrol to secure their border and to do their job. And he has the audacity to sit there and say, I support border security. It's like the devil saying, oh, I'm sponsoring Sunday school classes.
I believe that we need.
I understand that.
I'm the only guy here that's a border state governor. You're trolling folks and trying to find migrants to play political games to try to get some news and attention so you can out-Trump Trump. And by the way, how's that going for you, Ron?
Oh, he's referring to migrants being sent by DeSantis into sanctuary cities and states. DeSantis is just calling you out, Mr. Governor, on your hypocrisy and your BS.
41 points in your own home state.
Everybody?
Biden administration, the last 3 years, it's been a master
Joe Biden paying you tonight?
3.9%.
I thought this was state versus state.
I love this.
Well,
This was another thing that Newsom did. Instead of defending California's epic failures, because it's indefensible, he basically said, oh, let me tell you how good Joe Biden is. Oh, that's going to go over well. Yeah, because the American people kind of know what is going down there.
United States of America. I thought this guy was running for president of the United States. If
You
you're
are
running
too.
for a
You just won't admit it.
You're running for a third term.
You just
Sounds
won't
you're
admit
running
it.
for a
You will not
third-
admit it.
Is Joe Biden experiencing this cognitive decline? Is it a danger to the country? Do you find when he speaks, what is your reaction to it?
Yes, he's in decline. Yes, it's a danger to the country. He has no business running for president. And, Gavin Newsom agrees with that. He won't say that. That's why he's running his shadow campaign.
We'll take Joe Biden at 100 versus Ron DeSantis any day of the week at any age. You had
We're not
quarantines.
False.
You had
So,
quarantine.
look, he says that Biden is in perfectly good health, that he's completely cognitively there. The American people know that that's not the case. We see that every day with all these gaffes that Biden's engaged in. Again, more gaslighting and lies, straight to camera, by the way.
You had checkpoints all over the state of Florida. By the way, I didn't say that. Donald Trump laid you out on this, dead to right. You did that.
True.
You followed science. You followed Fauci, Ron DeSantis.
That's not false.
He followed science.
That's not
He
true.
followed.
You had more kids locked out of school for a longer period of time in California than anywhere else in the country. It was the working class kids. It was the middle income kids. His kids were in private school. They were in class in person.
Slow down. I want everyone to be heard. If I can ask you, I really do want this to breathe. I want this debate to breathe. I want it to organically develop.
They talked over each other. And again, that's why I'll tell you at the end about Ron DeSantis and his fortunes. But this debate was not breathing.
To do that, I need both your cooperation. I don't want to be a hall monitor. It's not my style, all right?
This is a book that's in some of the schools in California.
Right. This is masterclass. This is perfect. I love what DeSantis does here. He basically had two props last night and poop. That's right. The first is that he shared actual evidence from books, inappropriate books that Newsom wants in classrooms and libraries throughout the state of California. And Reform California actually has proven that these books are throughout the entire state and protected by Newsom's administration. When they talk about book bans, they're like, oh yeah, we need to keep this. We need to keep this. But they don't actually want people to know what the content is. This book itself is actually on our website, supportcaparents.org. Some of the examples that DeSantis is showing on TV here. And of course, the image has been blotted out. Thank you very much, Governor DeSantis, for being mindful that kids could be watching Fox News. But listen in.
Florida, this is not consistent with our standards, called gender queer. Some of it's blacked out. You would not probably be able to put this on air. This is pornography. It's cartoons. It's aimed at children, and it's wrong. So this should not be in schools.
Now,
Those books.
watch this. And I think this is brilliant. And I appreciate Sean Hannity for pinning Newsom down and asking, Governor, would you be okay with that book in your schools? And Newsom doesn't answer the question and then turns around and lies. He basically says, it's not in classrooms. It's not part of the curriculum. Well, the books are in the schools. They're absolutely used. It may not be part of the curriculum, but the books are actually part of the reading list that teachers are encouraged to give those students. And those books are in the classroom. They are in libraries. We've already proven all of this statewide.
Do you believe that's appropriate for school districts to teach kids? Yes or no?
Come on, that's not part of the curriculum. They're not teaching
Those
kids
are
that.
those are books that were in school.
Hold on. The bottom line is you are on a book.
Oh, there he goes, and he pivots. He doesn't answer the question. Hannity says those are books in schools, and he's like, oh, bottom line is you're a bigot. You're a bigot. You're a bigot.
Your state. 1,406 books, 3,362 in this country.
You didn't answer.
Florida's
what about
leading,
those
no,
books?
Florida. That's not, we don't provide for K through third
Oh,
grade.
we don't provide for K through third grade access to those books, which again is not true. But I guess he's okay with fourth, fifth, sixth. Those books talk about self-pleasuring. They talk about setting up online dating profiles for underage kids. Where do you think the creeps hang out to try to target these kids? Absolutely negligent, absolutely extremist. And he, of course, doesn't want to say that book shouldn't be anywhere in our schools, K through 12. And that's my point of view. No access to that book, K through 12. It's absolutely inappropriate content.
That kind of curriculum. It's just made up. These guys make it up. It's part of this cultural purge.
Should it
it's
be?
Just a
What grade would it be acceptable?
What I find offensive, Sean and Ron, what I find offensive is a very significant number of these books happen to be LGBTQ books.
Joe Biden is in the pocket of the teachers union. And
so those are some of the items. Well, I got one more. I want to talk about the poop map. Got it real quick here. There's a couple segments. There it is. Watch this. This was classic.
And to be able to, this is a map of San Francisco. There's a lot of plots on that. You may be asking, what is that plotting? Well, this is an app where they plot the human feces that are found on the streets of San Francisco.
Okay. So those are a couple of clips from last night. We have a story up on our website, reformcalifornia.org. It is the top 5 lies from the Fox News debate that Gavin Newsom told. We had to narrow down the list, okay, because the entire thing was a blizzard of lies. But one of the lies, obviously, we've already covered. People aren't fleeing California. He lied. 3.6 million have under his leadership. And net migration to Florida is very clearly documented. Lie number 2, Newsom says he supports a secure border. He doesn't. He's a sanctuary state guy, an amnesty guy. Lie number 3, California protects parental rights. During the debate, didn't play this clip. He said that parents have a right to review curriculum. This is the same bully. Gavin Newsom is the same bully that threatened school districts that if they listened to parents and changed curriculum, they would lose funding. He also calls parents racist, bigots, extremists, and homophobes if they dare challenge the curriculum. Line number 4, California is a safe state. During the debate, didn't play the clip, but you can see it. He said that California is safe, that its crime rate is lower than the rest of the country. The crime rate is lower than Florida. This is despite the fact that Sean Hannity then presented an infographic that showed that California's crime rate is exponentially higher than the national average, double the state of Florida in terms of the violent crime rate. And the reality is California's crime rate's going up while the rest of the country's crime rate has been going down. Newsom had the audacity to say, well, we are down from 1990. Okay, it's like a 250-pound person saying they're skinny because they dropped 5 pounds from 255 down to 250. The reality is that California's crime rate is now spiking back up. All crime has been down since 1990. It's a demographic shift, a complete change with the baby boomers and the basic society that we have, the aging population. But crime in California is spiking, both violent crime and property crime. Line number 5, it was homelessness. California has 12% of the nation's population, but over 50% of the unsheltered homeless population. And while other states have had a double-digit decline in their homelessness, California has a double-digit increase. So what does Gavin Newsom do? He blames Ronald Reagan, a governor from 50 years prior. The reality is Newsom, and we've covered this on this podcast in depth, Newsom supports the fatally flawed housing first approach to homelessness, which means no enforcement. Instead, just give them the keys to a very expensive taxpayer-funded housing unit. It's a complete failure. Newsom knows it, but he's not willing to acknowledge it. So Newsom knows that he lost this debate. He put out this claim. Hannity and DeSantis cheated. This is from Politico. And he basically says that Hannity and DeSantis cheated because they allowed the use of infographics and the poop map and the inappropriate book that DeSantis showed on TV. They also say that Newsom didn't realize the debate was going to be longer than a certain amount of time. And when DeSantis said, I'll stay longer, Newsom's wife said, no, we have somewhere else to go, and pulled him off stage during the commercial break. Absolute insanity. So he's saying that, the other side cheated. Well, you know you lost something. You lost a debate when you claim it was rigged. Now, let's talk about the winners and losers here. Both Newsom and DeSantis lost this debate for different reasons. Newsom lost this debate because he was unmasked for who he is, a liar. He was put on stage and he could not defend the indefensible, his terribly messed up state of California. And so he just simply offered word salad, political rhetoric, and looked straight into the camera and lied. What was different about this debate than what he's used to in California is that the media actually, in that environment, Sean Hannity, was ready. So I give credit to Sean Hannity and the production team at Fox. Bravo, you did your homework. I will also give credit to Ron DeSantis. He did his homework. He showed up with facts and props. Kudos to you on that. However, DeSantis also lost the debate because it wasn't like he executed a winning move. He came across as capable, but there was no Reagan-esque moment there. There was no Donald Trump moment there. So this is not going to change his fortunes on the Republican nomination. And he desperately needed a game changer last night. Who won? I believe Californians won. Because Californians now can point to an airing of our grievances, an airing of facts and the problems that we're dealing with. We haven't had that in California because we don't have a truthful media. We have a corrupt media in the state of California. That's why I think that this debate was a major success. The winner is the California voter, the California resident, who can say, here's a list of problems, and our governor can't actually be truthful about the state of our problems. We are not done with this fight, though. We can show that the facts can be marshaled. Now what we have to do is get a lot more of this information into the hands of California voters. And yeah, if Newsom runs for president, we're going to get it in the hands of American voters. But we have to start in our own backyard. So I'm urging you, join our fight at Reform California. ExposeGavinNewsom.com. That's the website, ExposeGavinNewsom.com. Chip in a contribution there. Share the stories that are up there. Like this video. Help us break through the algorithm of big tech to get it spread far and wide. Comment in the section below how you thought the debate went, who you thought won and lost. And of course, subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you can get updates on California news and politics. Sorry about the voice today, but I wanted to be here despite the fact that I'm still recovering from a cold, because this was an important debate, an important moment in our fight to hold Gavin Newsom accountable for his failures. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California.
Thanks for watching. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.